Hello and welcome. If you've been studying English for years but still find it difficult to speak fluently, if memorizing endless grammar rules feels exhausting, and if you've always wished there was an easier and more natural way to learn, then this video is exactly for you. Today, I'm going to share something truly powerful, practical, and scientifically proven: how to learn English while you sleep, step by step. Now, let's be honest, no one becomes fluent in one night. You won't wake up after 8 hours speaking perfect English. But what if I told you that your brain never completely shuts down when you're asleep? Even while your body is resting, your brain keeps listening, absorbing, and storing sounds, words, and patterns. Studies have shown that during certain sleep stages, especially deep and light sleep, your brain continues to process and strengthen information, a process known as targeted memory reactivation. In 2012, a group of researchers in Switzerland carried out an experiment where they taught people new foreign words and then played those same words softly while they slept. The next morning, the people who heard the words in their sleep remembered much more than those who didn't. That's not magic, that's the power of memory. And today, I'm going to show you how to use this amazing ability the right way, so even while you sleep, you keep improving your English. No fake promises, no gimmicks, just smart psychology, real science, and simple steps that anyone can follow. So don't skip, don't click away, because every step matters, and the last one might be the one that changes everything for you. Let's begin with step 1, preparing your mind before sleep. Before you play any English audio, you must first calm and focus your mind. Why? Because your brain learns best when it feels peaceful and open. If you go to bed stressed or distracted, scrolling through your phone, the English sounds will just pass by without sinking in. So here's what to do: lie down comfortably, turn off the lights, close your eyes, and take 3 deep breaths. Then softly say to yourself, I am calm. I am safe. I am open. I am ready to learn English in my sleep. My brain is powerful. My brain is listening. These are not just words, they are signals to your subconscious mind, telling it to focus and absorb. Let's imagine a woman named Fatima. She works long hours in a hospital, and by night she's too tired to study. One day, she tries learning English in her sleep, but she simply plays an audio and drifts off, nothing happens. Later, she decides to do it differently. Before sleeping, she takes a few deep breaths and repeats, even if I'm tired, my brain is learning. I am open to English. I am improving. That night, she sleeps peacefully, and the next morning, she suddenly remembers a phrase she heard in her sleep. Why? Because she prepared her mind first. She didn't just play the audio, she told her brain to wake up and learn. This is the foundation of sleep learning. Without it, everything else is weaker. So always begin by preparing your mind before bed. Once your mind is ready, move to step 2, choosing simple and repetitive audio. What you play matters far more than you think. Avoid complex movie dialogues, advanced grammar lessons, or long podcasts. During sleep, your brain can't process complicated structures. Instead, use clear, repetitive English audios, basic conversations, short affirmations, or vocabulary practice. Your goal is not to understand everything, it's to help your brain absorb rhythm, pronunciation, and natural flow. With time, you'll notice that English starts to feel more familiar, more natural, not just when you're awake, but even in your dreams. When it comes to learning English while you sleep, the type of audio you choose makes a huge difference. Your brain can only absorb information that feels natural, rhythmic, and easy to follow. It doesn't need fast or complex lessons, it needs short, clear, and repetitive sounds, almost like soft background music for your mind. Think about how songs get stuck in your head even when you're not trying to memorize them. That's exactly how your sleep learning audio should work: simple, repetitive, and pleasant. So, what kind of English audio should you use? Start with short daily conversations such as, "Hi, how are you? I'm good. What about you?" These small exchanges are powerful because they reflect real-life English and are easy for the brain to recognize and repeat. You can also use English affirmations like, "I speak English confidently," or "My English improves every day." These not only train your language memory but also build your confidence subconsciously. Another great tool is sentence loops, like "This is my room." "This is my room." "This is my room." It may sound too simple, but that's the magic of it. Repetition creates patterns in your brain, and your brain loves patterns. It doesn't feel like studying, it feels like remembering something familiar. Now imagine you're trying to fall asleep. Which sound will your brain understand better? A long explanation about grammar rules like according to the rule of subject-verb agreement, third-person singular subjects must end with an s unless, or simple phrases like he works. She cooks. He works. She cooks. Of course, the second one. Because it's short, repetitive, and predictable, your brain can absorb it effortlessly even in a relaxed state. So here's what you should do: find or create a 10 to 20 minute audio track with simple, repetitive English phrases. The voice should be calm, the pace slow, and the words familiar. Let it repeat naturally, and use the same file every night for at least 30 days. Over time, this consistency will build real recognition in your brain. Slowly, you'll start to notice that your ears catch English words faster, your pronunciation improves, and you begin to understand phrases without translating. Next comes one of the most overlooked steps: volume control. You might think it's not important, but the truth is, the volume level can completely change how your brain reacts. If the audio is too loud, your brain senses danger; if it's too quiet, it ignores it. The perfect level is like a gentle whisper, soft, soothing, and peaceful, as if someone is reading to you while you fall asleep. This is because the human brain is wired for protection. Even in deep sleep, a loud or sudden noise activates your fight or flight response, which instantly blocks the learning process. When the sound is calm and steady, your brain feels safe, and a safe brain is a learning brain. Let me give you an example. Ryan, a student from Nepal, was determined to improve his English through sleep learning. He downloaded a few English conversation audios and started playing them every night. But after a week, he felt frustrated; nothing seemed to be working. One day, his little sister told him, "Your audio is too loud. It sounds like someone is shouting all night." Ryan hadn't realized this before. That night, he lowered the volume until it was soft like the wind moving through trees. The next morning, he woke up with a smile. He clearly remembered one phrase from his sleep audio: "Nice to meet you. My name is John." It was the first time something had truly stuck in his memory. What changed? The emotional level of the sound. When Ryan created a peaceful environment, his brain finally felt safe enough to learn. If you want to do it right, use comfortable sleep headphones or place a small speaker beside or behind your pillow. Adjust the volume until it feels like a calm whisper. Lie down, close your eyes, and listen. If it feels relaxing and friendly rather than like a teacher giving a lecture, that's perfect. This may seem like a small detail, but it's actually one of the most powerful parts of the process. Get it wrong, and your brain shuts the door to learning. Get it right, and you unlock the subconscious part of your mind that absorbs language naturally. And finally, remember this: your sleep audio shouldn't go on for hours. The ideal length is between 10 and 30 minutes. Longer isn't always better because your brain needs time to process what it hears. Short, consistent, and calming sessions every night will do far more for your progress than one long, overwhelming session. Sleep learning is not about forcing your mind, it's about guiding it gently. When you combine calm repetition, the right volume, and consistent practice, your brain will start to pick up English effortlessly, even while you dream. Many English learners believe that more is better. They think, if I play 3 hours of English audio while sleeping, I'll learn faster. But that's completely wrong. Your brain doesn't work like a storage drive that can take in unlimited data. Especially during sleep, your mind functions differently, it's selective, rhythmic, and emotional. Science shows that your brain can absorb small blocks of information, such as short, repetitive conversations or simple phrases, but only when they are short and easy to process. When your audio is too long, your brain gets overwhelmed. It jumps from one topic to another without repetition or rhythm, and by morning, everything is forgotten. During sleep, your brain doesn't learn like a serious student sitting in a classroom. It learns like a child listening to a lullaby, through pattern, rhythm, and gentle repetition. That's why nursery rhymes are short and mantras are repeated again and again. The brain doesn't need a 3-hour lecture, it needs a short loop it can replay and internalize effortlessly. Let me share the story of Lucia, one of our viewers from Brazil. She had been struggling to learn English for over 7 years. Every night, she played long 2-hour YouTube videos filled with random English lessons while she slept. She believed that the more content she listened to, the faster she would learn. But after a month, she noticed something shocking, she couldn't remember even one clear sentence. She said it felt like pouring water into a leaking bucket. All that effort, yet nothing stuck. So, Lucia decided to experiment. She chose a short, 15-minute English audio that only contains simple daily phrases, I need some water. Where are you from? What time is it? That's it. No grammar, no complicated vocabulary, just simple sentences repeated again and again. For 10 nights in a row, she listened to that same short audio before sleep, no switching videos, no distractions. And something amazing happened. After about 10 days, a tourist in her city stopped her on the street and asked, "Excuse me, where is the nearest pharmacy?" Without even thinking, Lucia replied fluently, "Go straight and turn right. You'll see it near the cafe." It was her first real English conversation, natural, confident, and effortless. Why did it work? Because repetition built familiarity. Her brain didn't need to search for words, it already recognized the pattern. This is the real secret, your brain doesn't learn from a lot of content, it learns from focused repetition. Think of a song that gets stuck in your head after hearing it 10 times. The same thing happens with English phrases. When you listen to short, clear loops, your brain memorizes them automatically. But when you play random, hours-long videos, your brain becomes tired and confused. You're not training it, you're overwhelming it. So, what should you do instead? Choose or make an English audio between 10 and 30 minutes long. Keep the topic focused, just greetings, or food vocabulary, or one simple story. Play that same file every night for at least 30 days. Don't worry about understanding every single word. The goal is to let your brain absorb naturally through consistency and rhythm. Remember this simple formula, short audio plus long commitment equals real results. Your brain learns like water filling a cup. If you pour slowly and consistently, the cup fills completely. But if you pour too fast, everything spills over and nothing stays. So, pour English slowly, one drop at a time, and you'll be amazed at how much your brain remembers. Now, let's move to step 5, repeating the same audio every night for 30 days without changing it. This is where most people make their biggest mistake. They switch audios too often, thinking variety will help. But in reality, that destroys your brain's learning rhythm. Your brain doesn't learn by hearing something once, it learns through repetition. Every time you listen to the same sentence, you strengthen the neural pathway connected to it, just like walking the same road again and again makes the path clearer. When you play a new video every night, your brain doesn't get the chance to build that memory. It hears something once, then loses it. By changing audios too often, you're not helping your brain learn, you're forcing it to start over every single time. Repetition isn't boring, it's the foundation of fluency. So, if you want real progress, pick one short, focused audio and stay with it for a full month. Let your brain walk the same road until it knows every step by heart. That's how real, lasting English fluency begins, one simple sentence, repeated until it becomes part of you. That's exactly why most people who try sleep learning never see results, they don't repeat. They keep jumping from one new video to another, chasing variety instead of understanding the real secret. The truth is simple, your brain doesn't need new content, it needs familiar content. Familiarity builds strength. Let's forget English for a second and think about something you already know, your favorite song. Maybe it's a tune from your teenage years, something you still hum today without even realizing it. Ask yourself, how did you memorize that song? Did you sit down and write the lyrics in a notebook? Did you analyze the grammar of each line? Of course not. You heard it, again and again. On the radio, in the car, at a party, through your headphones, while studying, or even while falling asleep. You didn't plan to memorize it, but one day, you just knew every word. You could sing it perfectly, without effort. That's the power of repetition. It didn't work because the song was short or simple, it worked because your brain heard it so many times that it became automatic. Your brain turns sound into memory, and memory into fluency. Now, apply that same logic to English. If you take one short audio, around 15 to 20 minutes, filled with useful daily conversations or simple phrases, and you listen to it every single night for 30 days, it will slowly become your language song. The process feels slow at first. In the first few nights, you might not remember much. But around day 10, you'll start noticing something magical, your brain will begin predicting the next line before it even plays. By day 20, you'll find yourself silently mouthing the words. And by day 30, that entire audio will feel like it lives inside your head. It becomes part of you, just like your favorite song. And when you speak English, those sentences will come out naturally, effortlessly, without translation or hesitation. So stop chasing new videos every night. Don't flood your brain with random lessons or complicated topics. Instead, do what music did to you, repeat one thing until it becomes unforgettable. That's how fluency begins. Pick one clear, slow, easy to understand English audio between 10 and 30 minutes long. Focus on simple, practical phrases, greetings, daily actions, short questions. Then, play that same audio every night for at least 30 days. If it starts to feel boring, that's actually a good sign. Boring means your brain has already learned the content, it's moving it from short-term memory to long-term storage. That's where real mastery lives. Remember, your brain has two types of memory. Short-term memory is like a notepad, it holds new information for a short time, like remembering a phone number for a few seconds. Long-term memory, however, is like a deep vault, it stores skills permanently, like riding a bicycle or typing on a keyboard. Sleep learning only works when information moves from short-term to long-term memory. And that process takes time and repetition, the same sound, every night, for many nights. Think of it like building a road in your brain. Each time you listen, you make the road smoother. After 30 nights, that road becomes a highway, and English flows through it naturally. Now we come to step 6, listening again for 5 minutes after waking up. Most people skip this, but it's one of the most powerful secrets of all. When you first wake up, your brain enters a special condition called the alpha state, a calm, relaxed wave pattern that's highly absorbent. In this short window, about 5 to 10 minutes, your brain connects deeply with whatever you see or hear. It's like wet cement, soft and ready to take shape. What you put in during that moment leaves a lasting impression. Think about it, when the first thing you hear in the morning is good music or a motivational quote, your whole day feels positive. But if you hear bad news or stressful thoughts, your day feels heavy. That's how powerful your morning state is. So if you've been playing a short English audio every night while sleeping, take advantage of this window. When you wake up, before checking your phone or talking to anyone, play that same audio again, just for 5 minutes. Let your brain recognize what it heard during sleep. That moment of recognition is where memory becomes understanding. It tells your brain, yes, this is important. Keep it. When you do this consistently, you connect your nighttime learning with your waking awareness. It's like lighting up both sides of your brain, the subconscious that listens during sleep and the conscious mind that practices while awake. Together, they reinforce each other. Over time, you'll start to notice that English phrases come to your mind more easily. Words sound familiar. Sentences flow naturally. And all of that begins because you allowed repetition, at night and in the morning, to do its quiet magic. So remember, short audio, long commitment, and morning review. That's the real path to mastering English while you sleep, not through endless variety, but through focused consistency and calm repetition. The moment you wake up, something interesting happens, your brain feels blank, as if it has forgotten everything it absorbed during the night. But here's the secret, it hasn't truly forgotten, it's simply waiting for a reminder to activate those memories. That's where the real magic begins. When you press play on the same English audio you listen to while sleeping, even for just 5 minutes in the morning, you send a powerful signal to your brain, this is important. Keep it. Remember it. And your brain listens. Those few minutes turn all the passive listening from your sleep into active recall. It's like writing on soft cement before it dries, what you reinforce in those first moments becomes permanently engraved in your memory. This is the science of morning repetition, and it's one of the most underrated yet effective habits for mastering English naturally. So, what should you do? Keep your audio ready beside your bed, whether it's on your phone, Bluetooth speaker, or playlist. The moment you wake up, resist the urge to check your phone, read messages, or scroll through social media. Instead, press play on the same audio you heard while sleeping. Listen for 5 minutes as you brush your teeth, make tea, or get dressed. Allow your mind to reconnect with the same words and sounds it heard during the night. This short practice builds what we can call a memory bridge, a powerful link between your nighttime learning and your daytime memory. Most people waste these golden first 5 minutes of the morning by flooding their minds with distractions and stress. But if you choose to give your brain English during this fragile and open state, you'll notice something incredible, your recall improves, your comprehension becomes faster, and your confidence begins to grow effortlessly. You're not just memorizing phrases, you're reprogramming your mind to think and feel in English. You're making English part of who you are. Now comes the next step, and it's the most crucial one. Step 7, speak out loud what you heard, even if it feels awkward or silly. Here's the truth most learners never realize, you can listen to hundreds of hours of English, watch endless videos, or even sleep with English every night, but if you never open your mouth to speak, fluency will always stay out of reach. Listening trains your brain, but speaking trains your body. Both are essential. Many learners understand English perfectly but freeze the moment they have to speak. They hesitate, not because they lack intelligence or effort, but because they've never trained the muscles of speech, their lips, tongue, breath, and sound. Fluency doesn't live in your brain alone, it lives in your body. Science explains this beautifully. When you speak a sentence out loud, your brain activates 3 systems simultaneously. First, your memory recalls the words. Second, your speech system engages your mouth and tongue. Third, Your feedback system listens to your own voice and adjusts it for accuracy. This full body process builds strong neural connections, making English natural and automatic. That's why people who talk to themselves in English, even for a few minutes daily, improve 10 times faster than those who only listen silently. Take Julia, a 38-year-old mother from Spain. For 12 long years, she studied English, she knew grammar rules, watched English movies, and even understood most conversations. But whenever she tried to speak, her voice vanished. Fear took over. She began using sleep audios but still couldn't bring herself to talk. Then one morning, on day 15 of her sleep learning routine, she decided to try something new. Standing alone in her kitchen, she softly repeated one sentence from her audio, "Would you like some coffee?" She whispered it 5 times, then 10, and added her own reply, "Yes, please. I love coffee." It felt simple, almost too simple, but that tiny act changed everything. She had awakened her speaking voice. After a week of repeating sentences every morning, she began chatting confidently with her daughter in English. 2 weeks later, she recorded her first full English voice message to her online tutor, no hesitation, no fear, just flow. That's the magic of speaking aloud. You wake up your voice. You connect your thoughts to sound. You make English a living part of your daily rhythm. Remember this, fluency doesn't come from learning more, it comes from using what you already know, again and again, until it becomes second nature. So tomorrow morning, when you wake up, don't just listen. Speak. Even if it's one sentence. Even if it's quiet. Because every word you say brings you one step closer to the confident, fluent version of yourself. Her tutor cried the first time she heard Julia speak, not because her English was perfect, but because Julia had finally found her voice. That's the magic of taking action. What should you do to follow her path? Every morning, after listening to your sleep audio, pick 1 or 2 full sentences and say them out loud. Don't whisper this time. Speak clearly, confidently, as if you're talking to a friend. Don't worry about perfect pronunciation, this exercise isn't about being flawless, it's about being free and expressive. If you feel nervous, stand in front of a mirror. Look yourself in the eyes and say each word slowly, proudly, and deliberately. Repeat every sentence 5 to 10 times. For example, start simple, I'm learning English. I'm learning English. I'm learning English. Then add your own twist, I'm learning English, and I'm not giving up. This practice trains your muscle memory, improves your accent, and makes speaking English feel natural. You're not just learning a language, you're becoming someone who speaks it boldly and confidently. And it all starts with your own voice. Now, let's add step 8, writing 1 or 2 sentences you remember, even if it's only a few words. This is a secret weapon that most learners completely overlook, yet it's extremely powerful. You may ask, what does writing have to do with sleep learning? The answer is everything. Writing is the final link that connects what you heard, what you spoke, and what you remember. When you put pen to paper, your brain is forced to take passive memory and turn it into active understanding. This is how your mind tells itself, this is important. Remember it. Store it for long-term use. Here's the science behind it. Your brain has a system called the reticular activating system, RAS. It decides what information to keep and what to discard. Simply hearing English while you sleep lets your brain collect sounds passively. But when you write what you remember the next morning, RAS is triggered, it says, okay, this is relevant. Save it. This is how a sentence moves from short-term memory to long-term fluency. Take Daniel, a 29-year-old graphic designer from Germany, as an example. He loved watching English videos and tried sleep learning for weeks, but he never felt progress. Then he discovered a simple trick. After sleeping with English, write one sentence every day. Daniel started small. On day 1, he wrote, "Hello, how are you?" Day 2, "Nice to meet you." Day 3, "I'm going to the store." Nothing fancy, just short, real-life sentences. After 15 days, his notebook was filled with 15 practical English phrases collected from his sleep sessions. Each morning, he reviewed the notebook and spoke the sentences aloud. Slowly but surely, those sentences started appearing naturally in his conversations. Daniel didn't memorize, he absorbed, wrote, and used English effortlessly. That's the essence of real fluency. So, what should you do? Keep a small notebook beside your bed. After listening to your audio, or while sipping your morning tea, write down 1 or 2 sentences you remember. Even if you can only recall 3 or 4 words, write them. Don't worry about grammar, punctuation, or spelling, this isn't a test. For example, if your audio says, "Do you want some water?" and you only remember "want some water," just write, "Do you want some water?" Over time, these small notes build a personal library of real English sentences, harvested directly from your sleeping brain and reinforced in the morning. You are literally waking up with English in your hand, turning passive listening into active mastery. And that brings us to step 9, using sleep affirmations to reprogram your mind for English. This is where you take your learning beyond practice and make it a part of who you are. Your subconscious mind is highly receptive during sleep, and positive affirmations can shape your confidence, motivation, and willingness to speak English effortlessly. This step is about programming your brain to think in English, believe in your fluency, and embrace the language as part of your identity. By combining listening, speaking, writing, and affirmations, you create a complete system that trains both your mind and body, making English second nature. Let me ask you something truly powerful: what do you really believe about yourself? Do you believe that you can speak English fluently, confidently, and fearlessly one day? Or do you quietly tell yourself, "I'm not good at English. I always forget words. I'll never be fluent. My accent is terrible"? Here's the truth that most teachers never tell you: your beliefs are far more influential than your vocabulary. Your thoughts shape your fluency even more than grammar rules ever could. And that is where affirmations come in. Affirmations are short, positive, and powerful sentences designed to transform your self-image, your mindset, and your confidence. When you listen to them while sleeping, they bypass the noise of your conscious mind and go straight into your subconscious. They don't just teach you English, they teach your mind to believe you are someone who speaks English naturally and confidently. Here's the science behind it: your conscious mind acts like a filter. It questions, "Is this true? Can I do this?" Your subconscious, on the other hand, doesn't argue. It listens, absorbs, and stores, especially during relaxed, sleep-like states. That's why sleep affirmations are so effective: your brain simply accepts them as true without resistance. This is how fear turns into confidence, not by forcing yourself, but by programming your mind to act differently. Take Noah, for example, a 42-year-old engineer living in South Korea. He had studied English for over 20 years, passed exams, and even watched English TV regularly, but he never trusted his own voice. Speaking in meetings terrified him. Then he started using sleep affirmations, not grammar drills or vocabulary lists, but short belief statements like, "I speak English with calm and confidence. I am learning faster every day. My voice in English matters. Mistakes don't stop me, they teach me." He played this audio every night while sleeping. After just 10 nights, something remarkable happened. During a Zoom meeting with a client in New York, he was asked to introduce himself. Normally, he would freeze or pass the mic, but that day he said effortlessly, "Hello, my name is Noah. I'm excited to share our ideas today." He didn't even realize how natural it felt. It was almost as if a new version of himself had spoken. And in a way, he had. That confident English speaker had been quietly built in his subconscious, one sleep session at a time. So, what should you do? Create or find a simple English affirmation audio lasting 5 to 10 minutes. It should include short, positive, believable phrases repeated slowly and clearly. I speak English freely. English is becoming easy for me. My voice in English is strong. I enjoy speaking English with others. Play this audio right before sleep or gently loop it throughout your sleep session. For maximum effect, use the same affirmations consistently for 21 to 30 days. You can even record your own voice. The brain responds incredibly well to your own tone. Remember, this step isn't about words. It's about changing how you see yourself. Once you believe you are a confident English speaker, your brain will start acting like it. And that is the foundation of real fluency. Finally, step 10, combine sleep learning with real-life practice. This is where true fluency begins. You can follow every step perfectly, listen while sleeping, repeat audios, whisper affirmations, but if you never use English in your daily life, all of your progress will stay in your dreams. Sleep learning is powerful, but it works best when paired with actual speaking, writing, reading, and listening in your waking life. Every word you speak, every sentence you write, and every conversation you have strengthens the bridge between the English in your subconscious and the English you actively use. This combination, sleep learning plus conscious practice, unlocks the ultimate goal, fluency that feels natural, effortless, and unstoppable. Fluency is not a dream. It's a habit, a process, and a belief system, built while you sleep, reinforced when you wake, and practiced every day. Do this consistently, and English will stop being a challenge. It will become a part of who you are. But let's be clear, this isn't magic. Sleep learning is a support system, not a complete solution. You still need to speak, write, think, listen, and live in English during your waking hours. And this is exactly where most learners stumble. They do every sleep learning step perfectly, but then stay silent all day. They wait to be perfect. They hesitate. They keep their voice locked inside. But here's the truth, your voice only grows when you use it. If night is your foundation, then day must be your practice ground. So, what should you do? Build a 2-part daily English plan. Nighttime is for sleep learning, steps 1 through 9. Daytime is for active use, speaking, writing, reading, watching, and thinking in English. Create a balance rule for yourself. For example, if you listen to 20 minutes of audio at night, commit to speaking English for 2 to 5 minutes during the day. Keep a small notebook or journal to track your progress. Use apps, mirrors, voice memos, or friends to activate real English use. Keep your sentences short, practical, and personal. I woke up at 7. I drank coffee. I am watching a video in English. Don't focus on grammar at first, focus on habit. Your brain needs to internalize that English is not a subject to study, it's a language to live. Most learners fail because they quit too soon. They do everything right for a few days and then say, I don't see results. I still can't speak. Nothing's happening. But fluency is like planting a seed. The roots grow underground long before you see the flower bloom. Sleep learning works the same way. At first, you may not notice changes. Your brain is quietly recognizing patterns, your ears are adjusting, and your mouth is preparing. Then, one day, a sentence just comes out naturally, without thinking. But that breakthrough only happens if you stay consistent. Don't quit on day 6. Your moment may arrive on day 7, 14, or 21, but it will come if you persist. The key is simple, use the right kind of audio, simple, repetitive, gentle. Repeat it consistently, the same audio for at least 30 nights. Protect your sleep environment, calm, quiet, and distraction-free. Stay committed. Don't chase instant results. Trust the silent growth happening in your mind. Now you know the full truth. This isn't a shortcut, a hack, or an overnight miracle. It's a real, honest, deep system designed to teach your brain English while you sleep and build your fluency day by day, night by night, slowly, powerfully, and permanently. English isn't just a language, it's a door, a bridge, a life-changing tool that connects you to the world. And if you've watched this far, I know one thing: you're not lazy, broken, or bad at English. You're simply someone who never had the right guidance, until now. Let this be the moment everything changes. From tonight, don't just sleep, train, absorb, and grow. Become the English speaker you've always dreamed of being, in your sleep and in your reality. You don't need more motivation. You just need the right method and the discipline to follow it. So tonight, close your eyes, press play, and remember, even while you rest, your future self is listening. If this video helped you, if you feel more confident, and if you're ready to make this a habit, subscribe now for more powerful, real English lessons. Leave a comment saying, "I'm starting tonight," so others know they're not alone. Your journey doesn't end here, it begins here.